Do we really need these? I mean, really, do we need laces? That is the question I want to ask you guys, because Nike just unveiled what they're claiming is the future of basketball with the Nike Adapt BB, which is the world's first basketball sneaker with a power lacing system. Now, obviously, this is a huge announcement. I mean, ever since we've seen Marty McFly put on those Nike Air Mags in Back to the Future 2, we've all dreamt of a sneaker that just laces itself. And you guys have probably already seen the Adapt BB and how it works, but just for good measure, let's cover the basics. When you step into the Adapt BB, a custom motor and gear train senses the tension needed by your foot and adjusts accordingly to keep your foot locked in and snug. From there, you can adjust the fit from the Nike Adapt app on your smartphone with custom templates that offer different fits, which are made and adjusted by the user for different situations such as warming up, sitting on the bench, and of course, when you're ready to go full speed. You can also adjust the fit without the app with just a touch of a button, which is located on the bottom of the midsole with these two circular lights that are also color adjustable, which will help you match the shoe better to your game day fit. Now, when I posted a photo of the Adapt BB on Instagram, I asked you guys if you think self-lacing sneakers are the future of basketball, and you guys had some pretty interesting comments. The overwhelming majority of you guys brought up the price as an issue. Now, the Adapt BB will retail for $350, and we're not really too sure how limited they're going to be, but seeing how Nike has generated a tremendous amount of hype for these, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they were extremely hard to get your hands on, especially when you consider the fact that a lot of people are going to be buying these as a novelty item rather than purchasing them to play basketball in. As for the $350 price tag, it honestly really doesn't surprise me. I mean, when you factor in the brand, the technology, the hardware, and the continued support that Nike says they will provide on the Adapt app, $350 really doesn't seem that crazy to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still very expensive for a basketball performance sneaker, but when you consider the fact that this is technically not a normal hoop shoe, it is the first self-lacing basketball sneaker the world has ever seen, I mean, that's not gonna come cheap. Now, another point that I saw a lot in the Instagram comments were that Nike has finally found a solution for a problem that nobody has had. Now, I understand what you guys are trying to say with this, because I do agree with you. Anyone who has ever said, wow, wouldn't it be awesome if my shoes just lace themselves, we're really only saying it because it would be cool, not because lacing up your sneakers is tedious or so primitive that we have to find new advanced ways to tie up our shoe. So I do agree with you guys on that point, but really only to a certain extent. In my opinion, a shoe that fits perfectly to an individual, no matter what their foot size, shape, or preference is, that is the future of footwear, and the Adapt BB is a step into that direction. In the future, I hope that we have footwear that snaps to your foot like Peter Parker's spider suit and provides a one-to-one fit specific to that individual that's wearing it. And while I do understand that the Adapt BB's fit settings are nowhere near as advanced as the Stark developed spider suit, it is a step in the right direction, because remember, we have to take steps to our eventual goal. We can't just leapfrog all the trials and errors to reach our eventual goal of a form-fitting sneaker that provides a perfect fit no matter who's wearing it. And in my mind, the Adapt BB, it's just one of those steps. Now, as for the rest of the sneaker, the Adapt BB features a Flyknit upper as well as a quad fit inner mesh, which they say will conform to your foot and stay snug. But it will be interesting to see what kind of Flyknit we're actually going to get, since there's been a few iterations throughout the years. But according to the people who were lucky enough to wear the Adapt BB, the Flyknit is soft and supportive, so that is good news. According to Nike, the cushioning setup will be comprised of a Cushlon midsole, which may come to as a disappointment for some people who are expecting Zoom Air with that hefty price tag. But I'd like to remind you that Cushlon is very smooth and comfortable, and if I'm not mistaken, was last seen here on the Kyrie 4s, which I can speak from experience was a very solid setup. All right, so now that I've given you guys everything and anything you need to know about the Adapt BB, I just want to share with you guys my own personal thoughts on the shoe, which I did kind of do before, but really with only one aspect of them. I think overall, the Adapt BB, it's great. I think it's an interesting design. I love the new visual of the swoosh and how it kind of drips off near the end. Although I do think I could do without the small swoosh within the swoosh. but the sculpting of the midsole, the upper, the lights, the wireless charging with the charge mat, all of this makes for a very sleek and refined design that really kind of reminds me of an Apple product. Now, as for what I think about them performance-wise, do I think they'll work? Do I think they won't work? Is it a gimmick? Will it be a failure? Will it be a success? It's hard for me to say because I don't have the shoe in hand. I didn't get to play basketball in them. But from what I am hearing from people who have played basketball in them, the traction is amazing and probably its best feature. The upper is soft and comfortable and supportive. The cushioning is extremely smooth and the fit, it works. So I really have no reason to believe, based on what people are saying, that the Adapt BB won't perform on the court, especially since Nike is putting their athletes in them with pros like Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma, and De'Aaron Fox, all expected to wear the Adapt BB in the NBA on the court. So if it's good enough for them, I mean, it should be good enough for us, right? Look, at the end of the day, even if these come out and they're not an elite on-court performer and they have some kinks that need to be ironed out, I think it's a step in the right direction for what Nike is trying to achieve, that being the perfect fitting sneaker no matter who's wearing it. And I also think it's just a cool piece of innovation and technology, and that to me is something we should always be striving for in the sneaker world. So I am intrigued by this sneaker. I will try to pick up a pair. Hopefully I'll be able to. They're available right now for pre-order on the Nike Plus app, but they are dropping on All-Star Weekend, so hopefully I'll be able to snag a pair. But until then, I would love to hear what you guys think about these in the comment section below. Do you think it's gonna work? Is it stupid? Is it a gimmick? Or is it really the future of basketball?